Hi, and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we have a 2015, it's a Ford Fusion. We're going to be changing the oil and the oil filter. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go underneath the vehicle. We're going to be removing this cover right here to gain access to the oil drain plug and to the oil filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out these screws right here. These are actually Torx. This is the number 27 Torx that we use to take those out. So we're going to take all of them out that secure that cover up underneath there, and once we do that, we'll be able to gain access to the oil filter and to the drain plug. All right, let me give you an example of what you're going to need. Okay, this is an example of what kind of tools you're going to need to do the job. Obviously, you're going to have a bucket to drain the oil into, of course. You're going to need the new oil filter, and there's different types of wrenches to take the filter off. You can use the conventional style, which is a band wrench that goes around it like this. You tighten it up and you remove it that way. That's one. They have another one like this that goes over the top like that. And then you would connect up here with your ratchet like this and you will remove it. But the one that I like the best is this one here. This goes over the top. I'll show you real quick. This one goes over the top like that. And you turn it. Tough to do with one hand, but I'll give you an idea anyway. This goes over the top like that, and then you would get on here with a ratchet just like this, and you would turn it and take it off. And as you're rotating it to take it off, these fingers right here grip into the filter, and it keeps it from sliding, and you can remove it. And then once you break it loose, then you can just take it right off the vehicle. All right, you're going to need a set of ratchets like this, sockets I should say, to remove the oil drain plug. It's probably going to be a 14 or a 15 millimeter, so you'll need a set of sockets. You'll need that number 27 Torx to get the cover off on the bottom, and you can use like a speed handle, or you can use a ratchet, or you do it like I do at the shop here. We use an air gun. But I'm going to do everything today by hand so you see how it goes. All right, so, all right, let's get started. Now, like I said, you can use an air gun to do it, or you can do it by hand. Now once you have the cover off, you'll notice that this is where the oil filter is located, right up in here. And this is your oil drain plug right over here. So let me get the bucket underneath here and we'll start draining it out. Now I just want to point this out to you. When you try to take this drain plug out, do not use an open end wrench, because if you use an open end wrench, you're going to strip out that bolt right there. You can use the box end of it like this and you can break it loose. Or the way I would use it here at the shop is to use a ratchet, put it on here on the drain plug, and then you go counterclockwise to break it loose. And then we're going to drain it into a container. And now we're just going to let it drain out, and once this finishes draining, then we'll put our plug back in. But for now, we're just going to let it drain out, and once it's empty, then we'll come back and I'll show you how to continue. Okay, and once the oil stops draining out, then you screw your plug back in. Now, if the gasket was in poor condition, you want to replace that gasket at that time, but it depends on the condition. All right, and we'll snug our drain plug back in. Wipe off any residual oil. And now we'll take out the oil filter. And this is the tool that I was telling you about. It just goes on like this, and then you turn it, and it digs right in. As it rotates it out, these jaws grab right into it and remove it without a problem. And we'll drain our oil from the filter. We're going to let it drain for a minute. Okay, and while that's draining, I just want to point this out about the filter. The new filter, you want to put a bead of clean oil right on here. Don't use the old oil. Put a little bead of clean oil just like that. Now we'll let this drain out a little bit. And then we'll take that filter out. I love using gloves because this gets on your hands, but there's no big deal. You throw the gloves away. Let it drain out. Just going to wipe any of that dirt that's up here off. And then we're going to take our filter. Now after you put that bead of oil in there, you just take it, put it up there, and turn it on until it touches, and then you tighten that as tight as you can by hand. You don't want to use a tool on it, just by hand. Alright, and we'll wipe that off. Then we're going to put our cover back up underneath here as we took it off before. We're just going to put the screws back in, and then we'll continue up top. Okay, now when you do the oil change, you always want to make sure that you use the correct oil for the vehicle. And most of the time on your cap, it'll tell you what oil is recommended. If this says 5W20, that's what we're going to use, 5W20. And the 5W20 is a synthetic blended oil also, so but make sure it says 5W20 on it. Now this particular vehicle, we know, because I looked it up on my computer, it takes 5.7 quarts of oil. So we're going to put in about 5.5, and then we'll check it. Okay. Alright, now after you have your 5.7 quarts of oil in it, you're going to take your funnel back out, put your oil cap back on the vehicle, and then we're going to start it for just a minute. Okay, now after it sits for a couple of minutes, I'm just going to turn this because I like to have the 520 facing this direction. Not as a big deal, it's just me. Alright, we'll take out the oil dipstick. We're going to wipe it down till it's nice and clean. And the normal range is supposed to be between this dot here and that dot there, somewhere in the middle. So we are going to put just a little bit more in to bring it up to this mark right here. this out. Put this cap back on. We'll pull our stick out. And remember, it's got to be in between those two spots right there that I showed you. Let's get a light over here so you can see a little bit better, hopefully. It's got to be right between those two lines right there. All right? And there we go. Now it's full right to where it belongs. All right, now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down and we're going to look underneath the car to make sure that there's no leaks. And then we're going to go inside the car. We're going to reset our maintenance reminder light to 100%. Okay, now we're going to reset the oil maintenance reminder to 100%. The buttons we're going to be using are going to be on the left side of the steering wheel here. We're going to use the up and down button. We're going to use the left and right button and the OK button. So that's the only buttons we're going to be using. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the key to the on position until everything comes on the dashboard. We're going to wait, and we're going to scroll down now where it says, with this button over here, we're going to scroll down. We're going to press and release, and you'll see. It'll say settings, and when it gets to the settings, by pressing down on that button, then we press the right button here, and we're going to enter settings. Into settings, driver assist, click the right button here again. I'm sorry, we're going to go back, and you can go back by clicking on this one here. We're going to scroll down to where it says vehicle, then we're going to click that right button on the steering wheel right here again, just like this. And I'm going to scroll down again using these buttons here. Oil life reset. Then we're going to press this right side button right here to enter it. And we're going to reset it now to 100%. We do want to reset it to 100%. So at that point we press this OK button. And that's it. It's reset to 100%. Now when we start it, our light should be out. So we'll turn the key off. Then we're going to start it. And that's it. All set. All right, just make sure that when you do this that your key is in the off position, that the vehicle is not running. And again, the only buttons we're going to be using are going to be the buttons on the left side of the steering wheel, the up and down, left and right, and of course the OK button. All right, again, I'll give you one more time through it. We're going to scroll down to where it says settings. Then we're going to hit the OK button here. We're going to enter. On the right side, there's a little arrow. We enter it. We're going to see where it says vehicle. We're going to hit that little button to the right side again, and it says oil life reset. We're going to hit that button on the right side of the wheel again, the right directional. Click on that. Reset it to 100%. Yes, we want to reset it to 100%, and then we press the OK. And that's it. You're all done. All right? Okay, thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.